So it's not the end of the bull market?
No, not at all. Well, a lot of indicators saying we're recovering, and no indicator right now saying we're in a bear market. We were pretty much looking good, but we had tidal waves of coins start to form and be sent into the exchanges, and whales were selling down. And from the looks of the age of those coins, they didn't carry much age with them. So very young coins. We saw this price sort of drop first very immediately from short-term speculators. It kind of stabilized around the low 50s, and it teetered there as more and more coins were being sent into the exchanges. And so put together, the latest bearish action, a very tentative recovery, and then this second wave of hard sell down, the markets didn't really withstand that, and we lost 50,000, then found a next level at 45,000. And as that was happening, traders, not spot investors, but traders were thinking they would buy the dip. The number of contracts on these futures exchanges started climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing. And we reached an all-time high in terms of Bitcoin value at that kind of, by then we were down to like teetering around the 38,000 mark. And it was, the amount of selling was enough to push it over. And we dropped below 38,000, which apparently was the liquidation level for these long positions. Yeah, we had a minor capitulation where we dipped down and recovered quickly. And I think a lot of traders thought that was it. And then the selling was too strong. And we broke below the liquidation levels, the risk limits, where, in a long position, there's going to be a certain price which you're either going to get bankrupted or your risk levels are going to kick in and you're going to sell out of that long position. So we just saw cascades of these futures contracts, long positions, unwind. That's just saying they're going to sell down. And when they sell, of course, the price drops a bit, and then that hits the next person down at the lower level. And then you get this cascade and a runaway of selling as these long positions get bankrupted.
So it's not the end of the bull market?
No, not at all. It might let me have a look. It's too early to say, but like a lot of the model I use for the market top is based on the price trajectory, and it's slowed the rise to the top for that model. I have to have a look. Yeah, it's too early to tell. Let's see. It's predicated on what happens in the next quarters of the bull market. It's going above 100,000. 100's looking confident. It would need to go up very quickly for us to reach above 300.
Because last time we spoke, I think you said we were looking perhaps at 300 at the top.
Yeah, we were on
recalibrated down from there.
200 to 400. I need to see how this price gets absorbed. I want to see what happens in the weeks to come. But it's definitely slowed.
So in terms of reading the market right now, do you think this is just going to put us in a kind of longer ranging accumulation phase as people try and figure out what's happening?
Yeah, I think we're going to have some sort of shape on the price chart like COVID put. We'll recover. We're going to go sideways. The coins that we dumped out need to be reaccumulated by longer term holders. And then, it'll take a bit of time. Don't think it's going to happen next week. It might take a month or two, which might be, isn't it? Now we've got a lot more traditional guys in the markets. Summers in the Northern Hemisphere tends to be a bit soft amongst traditional traders, summer holidays. So maybe that'll take a bit of time till that's finished. But it's really too early for me to get a picture of how quickly this thing's recovering. It is recovering. We saw immense peaks in flows out of the exchanges as we were going below into the 40,000 range, and a lot of coins are coming off. Very bullish on the exchange flows again. And we had a reversal in what I call the Rick Astley indicator. We saw strong movements of coins from strong hands to weak hands, meaning those previously strong hands became weak hands. So again, those guys that bought probably below 40,000 in the bucket loads held their coins until now. That's my guess. We had a very much this movement going from strong hands to weak hands, and that's just peaked, and it's starting to swing back. The momentum's starting to swing back to coins moving back to strong hands. The last time I saw a peak of this magnitude was the bottom of the COVID crash. It forms a peak. It was a very exaggerated movement of strong hands getting freaked out and selling, and that's subsiding now. And the last time that happened at that scale was the bottom of the COVID crash. Time before, which was also of that scale, was the bottom of the dead cat bounce in 2018. Like really early in 2018, after the $20,000 top, everyone sold down. We crashed from 20,000, effectively $7,000, and then we bounced back up. So that was in those are the two prior times I saw the Rick Astley indicator show that kind of movement between strong and weak hands and then revert. That gives me another feel for where this recovery is. It looks like it's a lot of indicators saying we're recovering. The coins, the SOPR indicator showing the coins that are what kind of profit the coins are carrying, moving between investors, is everyone that's been transacting. Now the sellers they're moving their coins out, selling for a loss, and that doesn't happen very much in a bull market, and no indicator right now saying we're in a bear market. So I think I'm pretty sure with all these on-chain metrics that the coins are moving back into strong hodl, smarter retail, and high net worth, new to crypto whales.
That redistribution of coins hopefully would lead to less volatility long term, but this derivative stuff, it's not happening. Yeah. But it still feels like a good scenario.
You can understand, right? You kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm managing maybe my 10 mil, 20 mil, and like BlackRock CEO, whatever, chief investment officers. Yes, we believe Bitcoin is a valid investment. One after the other, very respected fund managers say, yes, Bitcoin is in. Oh, I don't have a Bitcoins. Let's buy $1 million shot of it and get an allocation for my portfolio. Not knowing exactly what you're buying necessarily, maybe asking a few friends. And then there's Bloomberg spouting off, a whole lot of things, including the energy use, the car, it's too volatile. It's, what's the other one? Like, it's the holdings are too concentrated. Constant FUD by certain media outlets.
What are you keeping an eye on?
It's really an eye on the recovery. It's really just the rate of the recovery I want to see. I'm really heartened by retail buying this dip. I think that's I actually frame this as really healthy. I know we're all very emotionally strung out right now because maybe a few traders got the other side and they're euphoric. But, the long-term picture for Bitcoin is we have a shakeout. These shakeouts are very, 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 very healthy because the weak hands get shaken out, the strong holders buy, we get further distribution. So yeah, it's a good thing. And then we've got cheap coins.
Hopefully people will listen to this. They'll be less worried now because there are certainly people saying, oh, is it going to go to 20K? Which I don't believe it will. So hopefully we've reassured some people. I like the fact that you see this as positive. If this is seeing a distribution to retail, I'm happy. So
yeah, it doesn't look like it, but in the long-term picture, it is very, very healthy and positive, and these shakeouts happen, and it's not the first time we've had a retrace.